Hey, future medics. Now that you understand what connective tissue is and why the matrix is important, let's start with our first category. And it's going to be loose connective tissue. And loose connective tissue is all about packaging, cushioning, and storage. So loose connective tissue, when we talk about it that way, you're talking about the matrix. And the matrix has a lot of ground substance, like a whole lot, not a whole lot of fibers, and the cells are more spread out. So it's very soft, it's very supple, it's very kind of gooey, and it can flow between spaces very, very well. Now, the first in this loose connective tissue is going to be areolar connective tissue. And it's a very loose kind of web-like structure that we often find between organs. So it has fibers of collagen, elastin, and reticular fibers. And they make this really loose web or mesh that kind of cushions things and holds things in place. So kind of think of it like a packing material that takes up all the space, especially between those organs. It holds them in place so they can't rub together. It also doesn't let them move about the cabin freely, even if the seatbelt sign is off. And it's going to do a little bit of shock absorber as well to keep things safe. So the places that you're going to find this is all around your internal organs, but also it's in your dermis. So your skin has a little bit of give and can move around a little bit, but mostly it stays in place. That is areolar connective tissue. It connects the epidermis, the skin, to the underlying structure. So if you need something that needs a little bit of give, but mostly it needs to stay in place, areolar tissue is what you're looking for. So the second one of the loose connective tissue is adipose. I know, fat gets a really bad rap, but it's actually incredibly important. So adipose's main job is fat storage, which is how the body very efficiently stores energy. But it's also really great as a shock absorber and an insulator. So you're going to find adipose around internal organs, along with the areolar, which is making sure everything stays in place, and then the fat is going to pad around to keep everything at constant temperature and to pad against any injuries that might happen, any forces from outside in the world. So you're going to find adipose tissue just below the skin and then around those organs. It gets a bad rap, but it's literally helping to keep you alive. So loose connective tissue is going to cushion, pack, and store. It's found throughout the body, mostly around our organs, to keep everything safe. Areolar is going to keep everything in place, and then adipose is going to be a very soft shock absorber. So the loose connective tissues are pretty soft and spongy, and they're very, very good with protection. But next, we're going to talk about dense connective tissue, which is a little more rigid and works a little bit differently. Stick with me, we're going to make it all make sense. You're doing fine. I'll see you soon.